You know what? I feel like this is becoming my spot. This is becoming my little corner to come back and give my explanations like, hey, this is why I left YouTube. Sorry I've been going so long. I'm back. No, but in all seriousness, wow. It feels really weird to be here. If you don't know, my name is Kera and I used to run this channel like long ago. And then I stepped away for the very last time about a year ago. And to be honest, I wish that I had like this really drawn out explanation of why I left, but girl, I got a job. Okay, I was getting paper. I was getting coin. And honestly, the relationship that I had with social media, it didn't look the same anymore. I've said this 1,000 times, but I started YouTube when I was like 16, 17 years old. I grew up with social media and I had a really awkward relationship with social media. I put so much of my self-worth into it and it took such a huge toll on my mental health and I really lost myself. So during that time, I took a lot of breaks and I was in and out just trying to figure it out and find balance. And eventually I did find that. This is just like a small recap. Like we're gonna be quick, I promise. Eventually I did find balance and it was really healthy. I started vlogging again. I was flipping houses and I showed some of that. I got a job in interior design and I was showing that. I found out that interior design was my passion. I'm obsessed with interior design. So that was something that I really wanted to document. I went to school for interior design. Like there was just a lot of changes happening in my life that I was really excited for, but I felt like I didn't want to document them. Just being completely honest, like there wasn't I don't want to do YouTube anymore. It wasn't necessarily planned. I just kind of started to step away and just become really present in my life. And it felt really good to be that one person that didn't pick up a camera. There was always this thought in the back of my head like, oh, I'll pick up the camera soon. Oh, I just want to like do this without the camera. Oh, like I forgot to bring the camera. And then it kind of just like became this thing where I didn't even know where the camera was. I had a job in interior design. I was a design assistant and unfortunately that job didn't last long. So it really broke my heart. I felt like I lost my passion and I didn't know how to essentially get another job. Like it was just really hard for me to get another job in interior design and I still had to pay my bills. So I ended up getting a job in tech. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how I finessed that, but I kind of lied on my resume. I lied so bad on my resume. Like it was ridiculous. And I got a really good job in tech. So all of those people on TikTok that be like, here's how you get a 6-figure job in tech with no experience. Bull. I tried that, didn't work. I had to lie it up, honey. I had to just zhuzh it up. And then I got the job. Then I got the nice job. And it was amazing. I was in influencer marketing, so I wasn't really lying. I just had to, you know, finesse it a little bit. I worked for a startup and I was their influencer manager. So I was the one facilitating sponsorships and doing campaigns. So it was just really weird. Like I did a 180 and I was on the other side of the industry and I learned a lot. And then I got fired. Girl, I can't hold down a job for shit. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I quit first. I was letting it be known that I was gonna quit and then they fired me. So when I was in that job, I really realized that interior design was my passion and I just felt so empty. Like I was just in this corporate environment and I don't care what anybody tells you, corporate is, girl, people really like fantasize about tech, but it's still a corporate job. And honestly, it was very empty. Like I'm such a creative person and I felt so unfulfilled in that job. In like a corporate environment, please listen when people say corporate environments are not what you think it is. Like it pays the bills, it's fine, it does what it needs to do, but corporate is like not for the weak. Like I can go down a whole rabbit hole. A month before I got laid off, I was feeling like just really unfulfilled and I was feeling really depressed and I was truly missing interior design. This was like back in like February. I was really missing interior design and like my heart was telling me like you have to go back. Like this can't be your end all be all. Like, you can, if it fails, we can go back to this, but I just don't want to give up on my dreams. So this is where you'll see how I knew it was coming. I ended up telling one of my coworkers that I wanted to quit. And I was like, I think I want to like put in my 2 weeks. Like, I'm thinking about it. I just don't know. And girl, right after that, my team started being really weird with me. Like, they were being really weird, locking me out of stuff randomly. They would like send me into meetings and ask me about like what was happening, giving up like these really weird updates that I never gave before. And I just felt something coming. And then I got fired. Like, I'm laughing because, well, damn, I was gonna do that anyway. Like, you could have like let me keep some of my pride and let me do it myself. So I ended up getting fired. It is what it is. Like, that was my first time getting fired from a real job. So I felt like I was really in my ego about it at first, and I was feeling like really down. But I was like, damn, like, you know what? It is what it is. It's for the best. I was thinking about it anyway, and now this is just going to give me the push that I need to really go forward with my dreams of becoming an interior designer. And you know what? They gave me a severance. Like, this was a real big girl job. Like, they gave me some money to hit the road, and I was completely okay with it. So here we are today. I have a severance, and I am going to use that to follow my dreams. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am scared shitless. Okay, I don't know what that looks like for me. I don't know how the path is gonna go, but I just know that interior design is something that I have completely fell in love with, and I want to do it for the rest of my life, and I want to share this journey with you. And that, I mean, that's it. Like, there's nothing else to say. I've been feeling so good about this, and I'm just ready to take the leap. And I feel like you can't fail if you try. Like, me trying versus just going and getting another job, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to give it my all and try my best. And I'm not afraid to be seen trying either. Like, I feel like coming here and putting it on the table, it just really forces me to just go for it. So that was another reason that I'm here, is because I don't want to give myself any excuses. I want to go for it. I want to go full force. I want other people holding me accountable, and I just want to share it. Like, I want the journey to be something that others can see. And girl, I'm a little scared. I'm scared, but I'm just not letting fear get in the way. So before we jump into this makeover, I wanted to show you what the room currently looks like. And I'm gonna be honest, it's a hot mess. This space was designed 3 years ago, and it shows. Back then, I thought I was doing something, and there's so many design no-nos throughout this space. The curtains are literally on the floor. The dead space, there's so much negative space just everywhere. And I don't even want to talk about the worst one, but I think y'all know. The matching furniture. It was a decision that I just have to live with, and I'm not okay with it. Also, I know y'all are gonna bring up this linen headboard. I don't even want to talk about it, okay? Actually, I need to say something. It is not Black girl friendly. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All in all, the space isn't terrible. I just feel like I wasn't super intentional with my choices. But that changes today. We've seen the space, she has said her goodbyes, and she is leaving. So let's get to designing, because I can't talk about it no more. I'm losing it. Okay guys, it is time to discuss mood boards and concepting, which is honestly my favorite part about designing. When I first got into interior design, like many people, I did not know who I was in terms of my style. So you can see in a lot of my furniture, It's really trendy, and it was based off of what the masses were enjoying at the time, and I was kind of consuming things online and assumed that that's what I liked because I saw it so often and I thought it looked nice. So when it came down to designing this space and trying to understand what I wanted it to look and feel like, it was truly an act of honesty with myself. I just knew that I wanted this space to represent how I feel and who I am. So I really asked the hard questions like, who are you? I couldn't answer that one, but I could answer the questions of what do I feel, what elements do I feel like represent me the best? And the answer that kept popping up over and over and over again was music. I have always been a true avid consumer and appreciator of music and art, and that's just a really big part of my life, is just being so deeply involved in the arts. And honestly, music is what got me into design, because I realized that my way of interacting with music was seeing it, and I realized that I can represent that in my own personal way, which is design. It's like I see music through colors and textures and furniture and shapes and forms. So I really wanted to start my practice by showing those things and showing how I look at art all around me and how I represent my art. So what better way to show my personal style than with my favorite song of absolute all time, International's Player Club by UGK featuring Outkast.
I typed a text to a girl I used to see, saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I want to be. And
it sounds so funny, but that is my favorite song, okay? I'm a country black girl from Mississippi. Music for me, it always had just a funk to it, some soul to it. And that song in particular, it has just been such a staple in so many transitional forms of my life. I think about that song, I already said that was gonna be like my wedding song. Me and my family love that song. Like when people hear that song in my life, they automatically think of me, because it's something that's like, it's like a hero song for me. Like it's always gonna be playing at least once a week, once a month, once a day. I have to hear it. It just does something to my soul. This is the album cover for Underground Kings. I honestly think the album cover is really fun too. It's such a quintessential look into what album covers look like for the early to mid 2000s, especially with Southern hip hop. It was just very over the top. Lots of graphics, really fun text. So I just really wanted to play on this. Honestly, I love the curves. I love the color. I love how it's like pimped out, but kind of fresh. Like there's just a lot of things happening in here that I am obsessed with. I love the mixing of the metals. We have some chrome, we have some gold. It's fun. It's not taking itself too serious, but it's letting you know it means business. So here's what I'm thinking for the mood of the space. Since we're going for that particular album cover, I really want to play into those tones. And with those tones, I immediately think moody, sexy, contemporary. Okay, let's get to drawing, shall we? I said this before I even came up with the concept, that I wanted the room to be a lot more closed in and intimate. Like we have these really white walls, these high ceilings, lots of windows. So the space is really, really open and airy, which is nice, but that's not the vibe that I want. We're going for something super duper moody. So the way that we're gonna create that is through color. I want to paint the entire room one solid color, from the ceilings, the walls, the trim. Playing into a room that is one unified color will actually create a lot of depth, and it will allow the room to feel a lot more immersive, which is what I really want to go for. And with the colors that I'm doing, which will be something a little bit more darker, it's going to help us really define the mood. For this space, I really want to go for a neutral light brown color. Then I want to go ahead and enhance that brown color with a really dope brown bed. I'm thinking some type of fun texture bed, and the part that's going to really set it off and make this be a focal point in the space is a curve. Finding a curved bed is something I really want to fight for, because I just feel like this could be the ultimate ode to hip-hop, giving this bed the curve that it deserves. Something with some shape. I want it to be a little lower to the ground. I don't really want to see the legs. Just a really cool ass bed. Like, that's what we're going for here. And then right next to that bed, I want to add some nice nightstands. And I think that these nightstands would work better round. And we can even do them in a nice wood. And since it is a bedroom, we do need storage. So I want to put a dresser. I actually have a dresser in my closet right now that I think I can use for this space, and I'll probably just customize it to make it match. But I'm thinking some type of light wood or maybe even a burl wood veneer if we can find it. And of course on that dresser we'll just do some simple elements like a mirror and maybe some books. On the opposite side, I really want to put some seating just because the space is so big. We're gonna put some really like funky seating over here. I really want to bring in the color yellow from that album cover. So I'm thinking some type of yellow velvet. And because that wall is so large, I want to add a mural right there. So maybe something we could just wallpaper into the room. Then of course we'll bring in different elements like curtains. And then of course a really large, maybe 10 by 12 rug. Is that the sizing? I think that's the right sizing. But we're just gonna do a really big rug to ground the bed. And we'll just finish the space off with some nice lamps and some accessories, whatever else we can find, maybe vintage shopping. I don't want to think too hard about this. I really just want to see what I can find in the stores that I think will work for the space. But for now, this is what we're working with. So yeah, this is the entire space and I'm pretty happy with it. So let's get designing.